各位观众
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Well, welcome back from the coffee and tea break. Theme for our panel discussion is Prospects for Diversified Development of Platinum Investment Market in Asia. As is known to all, throughout the Asian market, so there are very mature platinum investment markets, of which Japan is the most successful one. And China is also performing very well. Other markets are performing quite well as well. I prepared some questions for our four partners. Thank you for four of you. You each represent different aspects of us. So thank you for joining us for this panel discussion. You are our partner in Asia Pacific by WPIC.
Silver Bullion. So I think Silver Bullion is one of our very important product partners in the Southeast Asian market, and also is our first product partners in Singapore. So, Virgil, please introduce your company.
Yeah, 大家好，我是
Hello everyone.
That's all my Mandarin. That's all I can exhaust. But firstly, thank you, Weibin, for inviting me, for inviting Silver Bullion. It's our first time here in Shanghai Platinum Week. And a brief introduction of our company. If you could pull up the slides. I don't have the clicker with me to show the slides.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. The next one, please. Yeah. Which button? Okay. Yeah. So really briefly, this is about, I would like to preface introducing ourselves by introducing really Singapore. So we are in Singapore, and maybe the story that is one of the main things to discuss here is the tax-free status in Singapore. So there's no import duty, no export duty, no sales tax, no capital gains tax, no inheritance tax on precious metals or on many assets actually. Next point would be that it's a very neutral middle ground, so it straddles the east and the west, and we view ourselves as being that, it's a place of where the meeting of the minds happen. If there are opposing minds, they can convene there and reconcile for reasons, for other reasons, for political reasons or economic discussions. And lastly, so no net debt. So it's a very financially affluent country, city-state, and there's confidence in the country in that sense. There's very little chance, almost zero chance of assets being confiscated, being nationalized. Now about ourselves, really just one slide here about what we do, how we are different is that typically you would see that the dealers would be outsourcing their lease of renting vaults from a building, and who then are rather depend on landlords, who have exposure to different jurisdictions. How we operate, how Silver Bullion and the Reserve operates, is where we try to mitigate counterparty risk. We try to eliminate that or greatly minimize that by being our own bullion dealer. We operate our own vault, being the safe house. We own our own building, which is the Reserve, and we are hosted, or rather storing, in only one jurisdiction, which is Singapore. Yeah, I guess I stopped there.
Yes, I think STAR program is one of your flagship products for precious metal investment. So I think recently your company also add platinum into this product on additional to the gold and the silver. Could you please introduce this product to the audience?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. We are excited. So we may be the new kid on the block. Silver Bullion is the name, so it doesn't seem very obvious, but we do like platinum. And just to let you know, we are storing about over 600 kilograms of platinum. And that's just the main STAR storage program. And what Weibin is bringing up is STARgrams, wherein we allow customers to own, or rather have full exposure to platinum. and on a granular basis. So you can then own a fraction of a gram, as little as 0.01 grams really. So we allow customers to own that. And we are very transparent. We publish the images of how the bars look like in high resolution format. You can see the serial numbers on each and every bar. To contrast that with Star Storage, that's the fully reserved program wherein a bar is really in your name. So a serial number would belong to you, and there's a list of who owns what on an anonymous basis. And this is published to all our thousands of verified storage clients. Yeah, so we have been vaulting for the past 13 years. We have been operating our own vault for the past 10 years. That's who we are, and I've already covered how I contrasted Star Storage and Stargrams. And I've already mentioned that. So we have sold over 800 kilograms of platinum since we began. So we began selling platinum in earnest when the Singapore government abolished GST, or the tax on precious metals, investment-grade precious metals, for gold, silver, and platinum, which was just a little over, about 11 and a half years ago, so in October 2012. Only then we started really ramping up in selling tax-free metals, which consists of LP bars made by LPPM good delivery refiners, as well as coins, which is on the inclusion list. So coins such as Silver Britannias, Maple Leafs, and then Platinum Eagles as well. And yeah, maybe to highlight here that the Platinum Grams has great potential because we don't just back the metals, but we also are more transparent in a sense that you can see. There's a gram chain explorer here on the next slide. So we have that like fully in-house developed asset tracking system, wherein we show you how the bar looks like. You can zoom in, you can see its exact weight, when it came in. So it really tracks when the metals came in. It's a very, very transparent system, and the features to come is that we would probably allow collateralizing of these metals in the future. Yeah, there's that Chinese version of our so-called app, and you can, it's multilingual. You can download that if you want to access it in Chinese, in German as well. Because Gregor is the founder of the company, Gregor Gregerson, the majority shareholder. He's originally German, so we have great support there, and from the customer base as well as our own customer service staff. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Virgil. I think let's turn to Japan. So Bruce is our longtime good friends, helping us to explore the Japanese platinum market. So my question is, we'd like to have Bruce introduce the precious metal and platinum investment market in Japan, please.
Okay. Thank you, Wei-Bin. 大家好.
Hello, everyone.
I'm very happy to be back here this year as well. And I still remember last year, I think I gave you a promise that I would speak Chinese this year, but sorry, I break my promise. I will speak English. Yes, my organization is Japan Bullion Market Association. We established this organization in 2019 to develop Japanese precious metals investment market. And since then, we have collaborated with WPIC to develop the Japanese platinum investment market. And well, historically, traditionally, Japanese people love white things, platinum, silver, rather than glittering gold. So we have very good base for the platinum investment. But unfortunately, at this past 2 years, people are looking at gold more, and gold price is going up so much higher than platinum, now more than 2 times higher than platinum. But this is bringing in a new interest from from Japanese investors, because platinum, if you knew the platinum was like 3 times higher than gold in the past, this is really the bargain. So I think the situation is getting better. And we have quite good chance to promote the platinum investment because lots of people are now looking at precious metals as not alternative, but kind of main stream of the investment, just like stocks, bond, or FX, because of especially in Japanese case, because of this weak yen, people are really kind of worried about their yen depreciation. That means, most of people's wealth is, if you don't do anything, day by day, the wealth is really decreasing. So I think we're gonna try to make that things clear to the investors that you have to have something. Of course, probably the first choice will be gold, but gold is too expensive by now. We just had a historical high price last week, Friday. So the platinum is still, less than half of the gold price. So I think we're gonna have a very good chance for platinum investment in Japanese market.
Okay, thank you, Bruce. I have two more questions, but I just leave it later. So now I turn to Metalog, Mr. Bernie. I think Bernie is also a very long time good old friend for myself and WPIC. So I believe that we have a fantastic journey together in the platinum investment product over the last few years. So 我想请教一下陈标总，就是
So the question to you is, over the past couple of years, how have you been expanding your investment client base in China? Thank you very much for asking this question, Wei Bing. Well, firstly, how do I do client development? On the same platform, I remember last year during the Platinum Week, Wei Bing asked me a similar question, but last year I didn't have a lot of confidence in giving any of the answer because investment of platinum for us was not a strong suit of ours. But today I'm here with great confidence. Why? Because let me show you some data. Compared with last year's sales data, our sales data this year has increased by magnitude. If you go out to our exhibition hall, exhibition store, there is one product. Orders for this product are so popular that as we are processing for the previous order, we are receiving orders coming up. So I would like to thank WPIC for hosting this event, giving very good education to the market, making clients and customers understand the value of the platinum. For us, we have been investing in gold for many years with commendable results, but platinum investment for us was very new. We only started a couple of years ago, which coincided with the COVID pandemic. Platinum now is only half the price of gold and even less than that levels, meaning that platinum is at rather low level of price. But traditionally, platinum has always been more expensive than gold, which means that platinum now becomes rather attractive to consumers. And platinum jewelry sales, because of the increase in gold prices, platinum jewelry, well, platinum jewelry price has gone up by quite a huge margin, still stands at a relatively low level to consumers compared with gold. So that's more of an intuitive picture. And today we heard a lot of presentations about platinum reserve, how its stock is so much smaller compared with the stock of gold. And China, as a pure or net importer of platinum, that's another reason that puts me in a position having so much confidence in platinum. So I've given you some words about my understanding of platinum, but how did we manage to achieve what we have achieved? We provide service, good service to our clients, and we do very good product. We try to let consumers feel for themselves that they actually get return from investment in platinum. And also, when making products, we create beautiful products with low cost or at low cost. Well, again, I want to encourage you to visit our exhibition store. You see new products, new ideas coming up, constantly coming up, so that consumers always get valuable products of platinum. We don't have that huge client base for our platinum products, but whenever we acquire a new customer, the customer becomes very loyal, and even they themselves take the initiative to promote our products. On my left-hand side, an important client, also a partner company, Mr. Zhang Yubo from China Jewelry Company. They have contributed a lot of orders to us, and I do see potential from that part of partnership is unlimited, but I'm not going to steal the thunder from Yubo. I will leave him to introduce more about that. But they help us with online sales, where I do see more opportunities. For example, 大藏经, the specific product I mentioned, rely mostly on offline sales, but the sales is really good. Now that you have mentioned China Jewelry, I would like to invite the General Manager of China Jewelry, Mr. Zhang Yubo, to talk about the market expansion outcome that you have achieved from platinum to platinum products, both from the factory side as well as to market side, including how you have collaborated with WPIC to expand the market. Thank you, Wei Bing. I'm really happy to attend this event. China Jewelry was founded 39 years ago. In other words, next year we will be celebrating our 40th anniversary. At the inception, we were only an importer and exporter of jewelry products. Now, more than 60% of luxury jewelry products are imported via China Jewelry Company. In addition to that, over the past decade, we have transformed ourselves to become a retailer of jewelry products. Now we have more than 2,000 brick-and-mortar outlets that are scattered across the country. In terms of the platinum market, actually, you have heard introduction by the panelist from Japan. Gold market last year 60 to 70%, and this year we expect gold will take up 80% of the market, gold products specifically. As for platinum, for over the past couple of years, we have been launching generations after generations of platinum products, including Beautiful Moments series, as well as other types of product series that carry the pattern of traditional Chinese culture to convey the beauty of platinum. Platinum, I would say, well, when I was married, we had the habit of purchasing platinum ring, but now people start to be less and less interested in purchasing platinum ring for their wedding. Well, that just shows how the market evolves. Gold now has the main share of the market, the lion's share of the market. However, in China, we have this old saying, when the moon is in full shape, then it will become less full. And when the water is at the very high level, it will get overwhelmed. Now that everyone is interested in the gold market, I would say that I'm more confident in the platinum market, and you need to take preemptive measures to make yourself have a presence in this market. As was mentioned, that platinum used to have a strong price premium compared with gold, which needs to be introduced more to Chinese consumers with an interest in investment in precious metals. Actually, I've introduced that we have done lots of generations of platinum products, including the iteration of the product pattern, iteration of technology. The market keeps evolving, and we keep becoming better. In terms of jewelry products development, on one hand, we have products that carry traditional Chinese cultural elements, but on the other hand, we try to have more innovative use case for platinum. For example, this year we apply platinum to smart wristbands. We collaborated with China's largest manufacturer and seller of smart wristband, the company called Huawei, to launch a smart wristband that's also fashionable. We try to become the leading player in the fashionable smart wristband segment. How to apply precious metal to such smart wristband? On one hand, by doing so, smart wristband per se has lots of functions so that people can keep monitoring their health status. But on the other hand, by applying precious metal elements to such smart wristbands, including gold, platinum, and silver, we make such watches more fashionable. So with such collaboration, we try to have a bigger presence in these specific niche segments so that consumers become more receptive of platinum. In addition to that, in terms of channel expansion, currently in the Chinese market, we see that in the traditional retail markets as well as the more trendy online live streaming channel, both represent areas where we need to do more in increasing recognition of platinum per se and platinum products. In addition to that, social platforms like Redbook and Douyin, which is the Chinese version of TikTok, should be areas where you can have more considerations. Thank you very much. You said that you have more than 2,000 brick-and-mortar physical outlets selling your products. So I do want to see more platinum products sold in all your physical outlets.
Even though your company is located in Singapore, but I believe that you have an aggressive strategy to other markets as well. Can you share your latest strategic deployments in other markets?
Right. So to preface that, really, Singapore is very open internationally. So what I mean by that is we really attract the English-speaking affluent market. So goes without saying, Americans, Canadians buy from us a lot of Australians, Kiwis. In Malaysia, we have a massive retail presence as well. So we have 3, soon 4 locations across 4 different cities. Then there's a smatterings of retirees in Thailand or Bangkok, Chiang Mai, the Philippines, some from Bali. But the Asia-Pacific market by itself is quite fragmented. So we can't have not yet really penetrated the East Asia, like really specifically. You know, China is quite is a challenge to get in just because of the obvious reason, capital controls. Same for Japan. Even in Korea, we have a partner there, but we've had limited success in penetrating that market. Taiwan, there's some quasi-capital controls in place too. So really what we have in place is to instead keep on, we leveled up our game in a sense that from storing 400 tons or so of silver, we are building one of the largest vaults in the world by capacity. So we will have room to store 15,000 metric tons of silver and 500 tons of gold and platinum. So by that, I mean
you have a video to play, right?
Right. So I think I kind of misplaced this slide, but anyway, I'll go through it briefly. So we provide two-way liquidity. We also authenticate metals in a non-destructive manner. So we've been doing that for the past 12 years. We use density check, ultrasound, X-ray fluorescence, electrical conductivity, as well as magnetism. We also provide collateralizing of metals. So you can borrow against your gold and silver up to 62.5% LTV ratio. And just very briefly, we can provide crypto liquidity as well for exchanging into metals or going back, so round trip. These are our products and services. I'll just leave this for several seconds. And the next one would be our homepage in Chinese. That's a landing page. So developments and plans really, here we go. Yeah, so there are possibilities, or rather probabilities, in terms of Singapore being attracting central banks, bullion banks to be really present there because of geopolitical concerns happening in other parts of the world. You know, I mean, the world is really we're in an uncertain place right now. So countries are hedging. against that, whether they're in Europe or in the Middle East, there are early conversations with us. Same goes for bullion banks. We are also talking to private banks, asset management companies, family offices have approached us. So we are almost ready in terms of housing these guys. We have 14 Class 2 vaults for lease as well. And we're building out an ecosystem, so it's not just precious metals that will be housed in the reserve. Later on, I'll show you a 2-minute video about our building, but we will also be storing luxury watches. Also for collateralizing, we can also store art pieces, so paintings, what have you, sculptures. We have the license to also hold auctions. And even rare earth metals are in the running, so we would like to store those as well. Could be iridium. So we've had inquiries, like serious inquiries to store those, just because they're hitting that sweet spot wherein you cannot store them in a warehouse that is like semi-secure, but also it'll be too much to store them in a Class 2 vault. So we have a Class 1 vault setting that is just perfect if the price of the metal costs about $200 to, let's say, $500 per kilo. Yeah.
So this is the biggest vault in the world, right? Built by your company.
Well, I can't claim that. So there might be a couple more, bigger ones in China, that we don't know of. But we are building one of the biggest vaults in the world. So that has capacity to store 15,000 tons.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you. I think everybody would like to have a visit when they have a chance to Singapore.
Right.
So,
sorry, is there a chance to? Are we going to show the video now, or?
Sorry?
The video is the.
Do you have a video to show?
Yes.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. How do I proceed? Do I just click?
Okay, thank you, Virgil. This is quite amazing. So back to you, Bruce. This is your second time to be the Shanghai Platinum Week. You have been an ambassador for us in Japan for the SPW. So can you explain why you recommend Japanese company and Japanese investor to Shanghai Platinum Week?
Yes. Yeah, this is my second time, and let's say that Japanese participation of like London Platinum Week is much bigger than LBMA Precious Metals Conference. That says that the platinum industry is more, well, I wouldn't say more, but very important to the Japanese precious metals business world. And China clearly is the biggest platinum market. in the world. And we are like from Haneda to Shanghai is like 2.5 hours flight. And this conference is very good opportunity to know the people, because we don't directly we don't have contacts. Most of the people directly we don't have contacts with Chinese platinum industry people. So I think this is very good chance for Japanese industry people to see and know the Chinese industry people, and I would really recommend the Japanese, my kind of people, to come here and see the people. And also, today I saw all the physicals there. I mean, and actually this Saturday, Sunday, I had a Rakuten Securities big 25 years anniversary event in Tokyo. Like 4,000 people came, and we had shown the gold bars and platinum bars, but both of them are replica. It's not a real thing. But here, everything is real, and I would be really impressed to touch gold kilobars, platinum kilobars, and palladium 3 kilobars, and also silver 15 kilobars. I just went out and I asked them for me to hold the 15 kilos, and that was so heavy. But that kind of experience is really very China original, I think. So I really would recommend, when I go back to Tokyo, I do some YouTubes, the radios and TVs programs as well, and I write a lot of articles. So I would really want to introduce this Shanghai Platinum Week to all those business people.
Okay, thank you very much, Bruce. So my last question for Bernie, 陈总，你觉得就是美泰勒在
So Bernie, what about Metaller's development in China for Metaller? In what way do you think you enjoyed advantages in developing your PGM industry in China? As a MNC, in the local China market, what is the advantage of Metaller, your company? What are the challenges? And how can you tackle the challenges? Thank you. Thank you, Weibing. For Metaller, how should I put it? As a matter of fact, we are a long-time investor in China. Ever since our entry in the China market in 2001, we have made a lot of investment attempts. For starters, so we only have one legal entity, but now we have 3 legal entities, and each one has a slightly different way of operating. Say, for example, we then choose to set up a JV with a mega group here in China. And also there's a company doing the surface treatment materials, 100% owned by Metaller. Another one doing like electronic farming. So you'll find that actually is going back to Tanaka. Just now, I'm going to point by Bruce. So think about the heavy ones, heavy bar, 15 kilograms or something. When people are talking about the Metaller bars and Metaller, like different types of products we produce, it's the first thing that comes up your mind. But aside from what you can see, I can tell you effectively that you might be wearing Metaller products in whatever sort of ways, because we do electronic plating. So we enjoy the advantages of a strong brand. We deep dive into our vertical industry integration. Metaller is servicing all different aspects of society as well. I wouldn't say we are omnipotent, but for the areas we have exposure in, we really excel in doing what we are best at. That's the first thing. Second thing about the strong advantage of Metaller is our compliance system, or responsible gold. So responsible gold supply chain, not just the gold, but also responsible supply chain. About 10 years ago, when we first started on this journey to try to do this business, for almost all the overseas refineries, we are upholding the same par and the same standard. It's not just like, oh, if you're in China market, you are compromising the standard. No, we are upholding the same international aligned standards for all the clients we're dealing with them on an equal basis. We start from know your client, KYC due diligence. So you have to understand your client and who they are, know your client. So KYC is a very helpful guarantee for growing your business. It's the bottom line for us. It's not like a top indicator for us. It's the bottom line for us. Let me give you just one example. If you don't know this is a good guy or bad guy, why do you bother marrying someone who you're not sure about? So the same is true when you deal with a client. We really want to deal with the client on a longer and permanent basis. So when we first decided to work in China, we faced some initial difficulties because clients didn't understand. Say, actually, why do you have to check me? KYC, what is KYC? Others never bother KYCing me. So they are queuing up to get my businesses, but I'm coming to you, Metala. Why are you going to check me by doing the KYC? But I think KYC is the most important success recipe for us because that can ensure long-term healthy development of businesses. So we understand there are a few troubles faced by industry players, by other companies, because they didn't have a very strong and solid compliance system. So that's why they're in big troubles right now. Unfortunately, bad stories are being told about them because of they fall short on compliance. But from our perspective, we have to make sure that all the internal procedures are compliant. And that's why a lot of large companies, they are making their initiatives to travel all the way to approach us. They find us out of their own initiatives. So I think in order to sustain your long-term healthy development, you have to do the due diligence, including KYC. And secondly, our advantage is also that we get a lot of support throughout the supply chain. We have good connections and partnership with the banks. Our credit extension mechanism is working very functionally. We interact with the banks on very positive terms as well. And since they deal with us for a longer term, they understand we can give them the peace of mind. They feel safe working with us. I think all of those are the examples of our advantages. So I think this is going to put our business in a very positive and a virtuous cycle. Okay, let's go back to the issue of a platinum investment. So most of the time, we have the online and offline retail businesses as the driver for our business growth and revenue growth. But going forward, it's probable that we can work with the banks to find another growth driver and to find a bigger market for tap into. Oh, great. Thank you very much. So because of the interest of time, I have to ask the last question to Yubo. So from your perspective, being a retailer, so when you developed a platinum investment product, what about the difficulties and challenges you are up against? What are the challenges that you typically face? What are the areas do you think that we will require to work together with industry peers? Or what areas do you need some help from WPIC? Well, first of all, I think since into the year 2024, no matter it's platinum or gold alike, on the retail side, things are taking a heavy blow. I think the first pain point is the market demand. So if there's no strong market demand, so if there's no traffic for a very good product, no matter how good a product is, you cannot convert that into consumption volume. That's the first pain point. So you mean the macroeconomic picture? Yeah, exactly. Market and the macro landscape is the first pain point for us. I often joke with my colleagues, everyone is very anxious. Anxiety may not necessarily be a bad thing. So anxiety is because you have hope and aspiration to do better in the future, because otherwise you wouldn't have to worry about anything, right? So let's go back to the market. Market is forever constantly evolving. As the market evolves and changes, we need to improve our own internal capabilities to become a stronger player ourselves. So that's why over the past few years, we work on R&D of platinum products, as well as the channel distribution of the investment products. We are making some preparation for being able to tap into the market when the market is good, because I think the market moves by cycles, sometimes upward, sometimes downward, sometimes rosy pictures, sometimes rainy days. I'm not quite sure if you understand what I'm going to say. In foreign countries, in China, everyone is quite fiercely competitive with each other, called 卷 evolution, fierce internal competition, compete over the cost and the pricing and product design and over the design techniques.
Such competition comes in all ways. I think probably on one hand, the cost effectiveness will become better. On the other hand, probably people will choose to go premium, try to go upscale. So I think that the key for the future is where you position yourself. If you can position yourself properly, then you understand where the market demand comes from, and then you will have a way to tap into your markets. Another thing is, in terms of platinum, probably in the future, the PPIC can give us more industry news and data about consumer markets to support our work, because a lot of times, just like when you jog, you must make sure that in the process of running, you always understand how the market has changed, how the market is changing. In addition to that, I would say that in market expansion, from our perspective, we are a brand, so I don't think that we do enough job in promoting ourselves and our credibility, like market recognition, not enough. So probably in the future, we can collaborate with association like the BPIC as well as manufacturers and producers using all kinds of mini programs and social media platforms so that more consumers understand that platinum products really are of a premium choice to them. Thank you very much, Mr. Jiang. So much for the panel discussion. Let me do a quick wrap up. So the four panelists on the stage represent a mature Japanese market, growing Chinese market, as well as the Singaporean market. They all give us their valuable insights from different perspectives from their experience. So thanks once again to all the panelists. Please join me in giving a warm round of applause to express our gratitude.